Hello, I'm Damon Bailey from IELTS Wiz. In this lesson, we will examine short answer questions for the IELTS listening test. So let's look at the features of short answer questions. Short answer questions focus on the ability of the listener to listen for concrete facts, such as places, prices, or times within the recording. Short answer tasks are very similar to sentence completion tasks. Test takers are required to read a question and then write a short answer using the information from the recording. You will be given a specific word limit, and it's important you do not exceed the word limit or your answers will not be given any marks. You will be given some time to read the questions before you listen. There will be an introduction at the start of the listening. You should listen carefully to this as it will provide a context and what the subject is about. The topic of the listening is likely to be related to education, and there will normally be 2 or more people talking. The answers in the listening will be in the same order as they are on the question paper. So how should you complete short answer questions during the listening test? Firstly, read the instructions carefully and observe how many words or numbers you can write. Note how many answers it is that you will need to get from the listening. Be careful because instructions can sometimes be different for different types of listening tasks. For example, write no more than 3 words and/or a number. Read the questions carefully and underline the key words that you think are important. Think of potential synonyms for these words. When you are doing the listening task, pay attention to see if you hear these words or synonyms. Think about how any short phrases in the questions could be paraphrased or said in a different way. Being able to understand paraphrasing is probably the biggest factor in getting a good score in the IELTS listening test. Predict the kind of answer that you will need to listen for. What facts will you hear during the listening? Will it be the name of a place? Will it be the price of something? Or will it be a specific time? Listen for the specific information that you require to answer the questions. Remember, in this listening task, it is often facts we are listening for. Try to anticipate answers for upcoming questions by reading 1 or 2 questions ahead while you still answer the questions as you hear the information you need. The information you need to answer all the questions will come in the same order as they are on the question paper. If you miss a question, you will need to keep following the listening and accept that this is okay and not panic. It's better to skip one question than miss the next 3 because you get flustered. Just keep following the listening and give your best guess at the end. Let's look at some tips to help improve your score. Make sure you write what you hear. It's very important that you write down exactly what you hear in the listening. Make sure you do not hear an answer and then write down synonyms or paraphrase the answer. Do not answer too early. Make sure that the speaker finishes what they are saying before you write down your answer. Sometimes people taking the test will write the first time, price, or place name they hear and switch off. You can write things you hear on the side of the answer sheet, but make sure you keep listening to confirm the exact answer to the question. You need to make sure you're able to read ahead, listen, and write all at the same time. The best way to do this is simply to have practiced these types of questions before you take the test. This will help you to stay calmer and follow the listening more easily without panicking. Make sure that your answer sounds correct and that you do not insert extra words that are already in the question. For example, if the question says, "We will meet on Thursday at," if you write down at 9:30 p.m., you will not receive a mark for this question because you've added an extra word, at. You only need to write 9:30 p.m. for this question. Try not to be too concerned about understanding every single word in the listening or becoming too focused on specific words. This is because it is quite possible that they may not use the word in the listening. Let's look at some of the difficulties people often face when answering short answer questions. With short answer listening tasks, you will have to do a lot of things at the same time. You will have to read ahead so that you are one step ahead of the recording and know what you are listening for next, while still listening to the recording and writing down the missing answers. This may cause some people to get stressed or worried about the fact that too many things are going on at once. The recording will keep moving at a quick pace, so you will need to be able to anticipate the answers for the coming questions, while still listening and writing answers for the questions you are hearing. Try to stay calm and make sure you've practiced this question type before doing the test. Now you can try a sample listening exercise to practice this type of question. Download the practice questions, then listen to the audio file and try to complete the activity using the tips and strategies you've learned in this video. When you've finished, download the answer key and check your answers. The next video goes over all the top tips for IELTS listening tasks, and this is the final video in our IELTS listening course.